I'm sorry, what?
I'm trying to get this willingness. I'm just making bad choices.
But that doesn't mean
No.
you still, I mean, this is the third time. Here's the thing. I know that the state is probably, I wasn't in the negotiating room because I'm not allowed to. I'm sure that one of the reasons that they're probably offering you this is because you've had a stroke. But you must stop stealing. And I'm looking at the items that were stolen, and it's batteries and buckets and I don't know what this other item they have in the cart. But a reservoir, but you must stop stealing. And because people fall on hard times, that doesn't mean you get to steal.
I'm used to it.
Now, whenever I see you, she's not here right now, but whenever I see you, I see there's a connection between
That's right.
you and
That's right.
LaShawn with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Y'all share that connection.
Absolutely.
I don't know how people in San Antonio feel about that, but
I see
it's
a
the way
lot
it
of,
is.
I see a lot of Steelers flags.
Yeah. Well, I used to wear the Pittsburgh Pirates uniform when they had the B hats sort of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those were great uniforms. I
They
don't care
were.
what anybody says.
They were. They should bring them back.
Yeah. All right, the court is going to call 2024 CR 00744. State of Texas versus Jesse Demas. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Roberto Emersino,
And are you Mr. Demas?
This one.
All right, is there something wrong with your eye or something?
And
he recently had a stroke. There was a report to the court. He was in the hospital for about a week and they brought him back.
All right, does he need to have a seat?
no, I'm fine.
You sure? All right, well, let us know if you need to take a seat. All right. Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Demas, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are there any applications in this case?
They're not.
All right. Mr. Demas, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
It's fine.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of theft of property, $2,500, less than $2,500 with 2 or more previous convictions?
No.
Did you understand if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea?
Yes.
If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Demas, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's to be 104 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Contest.
State any evidence.
Contained in exhibit attachments, Your
No objection.
State you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And just for the record, in the report, in the police reports, he's listed as Jesus Demas Jr. On the docket sheet, he's listed as Jesse Demas. And in the indictment, he's just listed as Jesse Demas. So the Jesus Demas, State, could I have you for one moment, please?
That's serious.
So the person who's listed in the police reports, and I'm going to rescind my guilty verdict for now. The person who's listed in the police report is listed as Jesus Demas Jr. And in the indictment, it's listed as Jesse Demas. So there needs to be a correction there.
He indicates that his
Jesus Demas.
his legal name
They
is
always
listed.
use just, I don't know why. They say it's the same as Jesus.
And
All
we
right.
would not object to the indictment being amended to reflect the name change.
And Your Honor, the state would like to request that the indictment be amended to reflect Mr. Demas's correct name, Jesus Demas.
All right, any objections?
No objection.
All right, Mr. Demas, do you understand that the changing of the indictment from Jesse Demas to Jesus Demas Jr. is a substantive change to the indictment?
Yes,
Knowing that, do you still wish to continue with this plea?
yes.
And defense, are you waiving your time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. You may be excused.
Thank
All right. So then the court will find the defendant guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Demas, why are you continuing to steal?
I've been trying to get this really, man.
I'm sorry, what?
I've been trying to get this really, I'm just making bad choices.
But that doesn't mean
You know,
you steal. I mean, this is the third time. Here's the thing. I know that the state is probably, I wasn't in the negotiating room because I'm not allowed to. I'm sure that one of the reasons that they're probably offering you this is because you've had a stroke. But you must stop stealing. And I'm looking at the items that were stolen, and it's batteries and buckets and I don't know what this other item they have in the cart. But a reservoir, but you must stop stealing. And because people fall on hard times, that doesn't mean you get to steal.
I understand.
What if I fall on hard times? And honestly, I have been on hard times. I think your attorney and every person here who's an attorney can tell you,
Yeah.
unless they were trust fund babies, when they came out of law school,
Mhm.
the only thing they had in their pockets was lint. So guess what? If all of us would have got together and said, hey, we're poor people because we just graduated from law school and have these loans, and we decided to go stealing, I would have told your attorney, go to Walmart. I'm going to hit Target. You hit this place for clothing. We need some suits and some clothes to appear in court. What kind of society will we have? So there is no excuse. Do you understand? All right. Court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 104 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. There's to be no contact with Home Depot. And the court will give you credit for any time served. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you need to follow through on the the rehabilitation they're telling you to do with regards to that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good luck. Take care. Thanks for y'all. Hopefully by the end of the day. You later, Judge.
All right, thank you. Have a good one. Keshana Hullaby.